Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. For today's video, we're doing an overwhelmingly requested video. Finally, I feel like it has been like a few years. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I feel like I did one at the beginning of the year, but also like March feels like it was like 6 years ago. So honestly, it feels like it has been so long. We are going to be going over the K-pop groups I stan. Get excited, grab a snack, there are a few of them. I want to go over something and I'm going to keep this disclaimer as short and sweet as possible. But oh my god, it doesn't matter how you qualify who you stan. As long as you stan for the right reasons, you can stan whoever the hell you want, alright? The people I stan is my choice, and I get to make that choice. Nobody gets to make that choice for me. So just keep in mind when somebody's like, oh, you're not a true stan of that person, or like, oh, you're not a real stan because you don't know everything. Who the hell cares? Nobody gives a crap and nobody should. Nobody should have that much free time to sit around and think about, oh, like, that person doesn't stan this group because they don't know, like, their birthday. Like, I don't care. You shouldn't care. Nobody should care. As long as you love the groups that you stan and you enjoy them and you enjoy their music and you enjoy the members and you overall just have a good time standing them, that's all that matters. That's all that should matter. So overall, I personally have very loose terms of like when it comes to standing, or I would say I have looser terms than other people. Like I have to enjoy the music, I have to know all the members, and I have to know all the members' ages, like roughly, like birth years. But overall, that's all I really care about. Like if I enjoy the music and I vibe with it, I will stan them. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Like nobody gets to make that choice for you, only you get to make it for yourself. And so when you ask me like, oh, like, Ariel, what do you mean you stan this group if you don't know every single little thing about them? Like, no, I don't. Sorry. Like, who the frick cares? Like, I'm sorry. I don't need to know everything about every group that I stan. The groups that I get more invested in are like my ultimates, so you guys will see who my ults are at the end. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Like, nobody gets to choose that for you, and like, never feel like you have to stan a group or you have to call yourself a stan of a group if you vibe with their music. Like, there are definitely groups that I really vibe with that I wouldn't call myself a stan of, but there are also a lot of groups that I do stan. So keep all of that in mind. Remember that it's your choice and that K-pop is fun. It should never be a competition. It should never be like who stans the most groups, who listens to the most of this group, blah blah blah, who's the better stan of this group. It never should be that. It should never be a competition. We're literally all here to listen to some music and to jam out and to like hear the funky beats. So like honestly, it ain't that deep, okay? It ain't that deep. And if you are ever in the position where like somebody's legitimately like calling you out, just remember that they're probably like miserable and have no friends. So just remember that. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna get through it. I have all of it on my phone because if I don't write it down, I will forget. Let me tell you, grab a snack, especially for the boy groups. We're gonna start off with soloists and then get into girl groups and then get into boy groups. So grab a snack. It's gonna take a while. Alright, so oh, also I put a photo card in my phone case. You guys, I don't know when you guys are seeing this, but if it's before Christmas, this is in my Secret Santa, and if it's after Christmas, watch my Secret Santa. But alright, so for soloists, there's only really a few soloists that I would say like I stan, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, if the person's from a group, they're not a real soloist. I don't give a crap. Like, quite honestly, I could care less. So I will say the soloists that I like fully stan are Kang Daniel. Oh, baby, I love him. I love his music. He is one of the best. He puts out the funky beats. I'll say Wano. I love Wano's music so much. Again, highly recommend. I will be standing him until the end. Woods. I love Seungyoon's music so much. Woods is so talented. Again, highly recommend. Taemin. Taemin is one of my literally favorite male solos ever. Baekhyun. I love Baekhyun's music as well. You guys know Baekhyun is the best. And then Chungha. Chungha is like really the only female soloist that I like fully stan, but Chungha is my favorite female soloist. So those are like the soloists that I stan. Obviously like RM and August D, I stan them as well, but I would say like those are the biggest ones. But yes, we're gonna go through this pretty quickly, like I said, because there's a lot to get through. So let's get through girl groups. There are a lot of girl groups I really like, but I don't necessarily call myself a stan of, and I'm gonna tell you just a few of them and tell you guys who my biases are, because there are some groups where I don't particularly stan, but I do have a bias. So like CLC, my bias bias is Yoon. So stunning. G-Friend, my bias is Eunji. From Miss 9, my bias is Gyuri. Mamamoo, my bias is Hwasa. Gugudan, my bias is Sejong. And then Everglow, my bias is EU. But I don't particularly stan them because I don't really know all the members. Also haven't listened to all their music. But overall, like, those are my biases of those groups. And then getting into the girl groups I do stan, the first one is G-Idol or Idol. And my bias is Uki. And then we have Luna. And my bias is Kim Lip. And we have Wiki Meki. And my bias is Yoojung. Then we have Twice. And my bias is Jihyo. We have ITZY. And my bias is Chaeryeong. IZ*ONE. And my bias is Yuri. Blackpink. And my bias is Rose. EXID. And my bias is Ellie. And then my ultimate girl group is, you guys probably can't tell from behind me, Red Velvet.
You got me feeling like a psycho, psycho.
Red Velvet is my ultimate girl group and my bias is Irene. So those are the girl groups that I stan. Again, I'm going through this pretty quickly, but hopefully you guys get visuals with like the pictures I put up. I don't stan that many girl groups. I know I need to get better. Like literally part of my 2021 goals is to stan more girl groups because I'm legitimately the worst. But there's obviously other girl groups that I really do enjoy. Like of rookies, Stacy is really catching my eye, but I don't know a lot of their names and I don't have a particular bias. So yeah, I'll say those are probably the girl groups that I'm most interested in right now, I will say. But for boy groups, we got a way longer list, so let's get into it. So there are two disbanded boy groups that I stand very hard and I will never ever ever like not think about them, and that is 101 and X1. So for 101,
Make me feel so high, 미치겠어. 날 멈출 순 없어.
my bias was Daniel, or Kang Daniel, you guys probably already know that, but I loved 101. They were actually a former alt for me. I used to alt 101. And then X1, my bias was Johan. So that was so good. I do miss them a lot. But yeah, those are like the two disbanded groups I will say that I did stand for boy groups. I don't think there's any disbanded girl groups I did stand. I don't believe so. Because I never stand like Pristin or Iowa. I've never stand them. And then we go into the groups I do stand for boy groups. So the first one we have is One Team. And my bias is Ruben. Then we have Shiny. And my bias is Taemin. We have Pentagon. And my bias is Hongseok. Ace. And my bias is Chan. Got 7.
You know what?
And my bias is Jackson. Nuis.
So baby, 화면 줘봐, 화면 줘봐. 비밀을 만들고 싶어졌어.
My bias is Minhyun. Oneness.
Please come back home. 우리의 익숙한 길로.
And my bias is Hwanwoong. AB6.
Salute.
And my bias is Woong. Very, very.
Show me your friend. Show me your friend.
And my bias is Gaehyun. Monster X. And my bias is Kihyun. SF9. And my bias is Chani. Day 6.
I feel like I became a zombie. 머리와 심장이 텅 빈.
I literally don't have a bias. Like honestly, they're the group that I sit back and I'm like, who is my bias? I don't know. I'm honestly just OT5 for day 6. I truthfully do not have a bias. And my bias is Donghan. MCND. And my bias is Minjae. Golden Child. And my bias is Bowman. Y'all already know. The boys. And my bias is Hyunjae. Astro. and my bias is Sanha. ATEEZ, and my bias is Wooyoung. Treasure, and my bias is Yoshi. TIX, and my bias is Seunghoon. 17, and my bias is Vernon. TXT, and my bias is Subin. Super M, and my bias is Baekhyun. Wavy, and my bias is Kun. NCT 127, and my bias is Jaehan. And then NCT Dream, and my bias is Jaemin, but my overall bias of like all NCT OT23 is Jaehan. And then EXO, bias is Baekhyun. Stray Kids, my bias is Hyunjin. And then for BTS, my bias is Suga or Yoongi. So those are all of the groups. 4 boy groups. My ultimates are BTS, Stray Kids, EXO, and NCT. I have 4 ultimates for boy groups. But yeah, that's kind of everything. I went through that really quickly, but I honestly did not want to make this video really prolonged because I feel like I could go on for days and days about why each person is my bias, but I feel like if you know me, you kind of already know who my biases are. But I wanted to just make this a very quick video and get it out for you guys so you guys can see who my biases are, because every single day I get questions, who's your bias in this group? Who's your bias in this group? Do you stand in this group? Well, now you know exactly who I stand and who my biases are. I hope it was informative enough for you guys that you guys kind of understand who my biases are. If you have any questions on like groups, like be like, oh Ariel, do you like this group? You can leave it in the comments down below, because there also are a lot of boy groups that I did not mention that I do kind of like. I can't think of any right now, but if I probably listen to a lot more music than I do stan. Recently, like Gravity, I've been really vibing with Gravity. DKB, I really love them. And Hyphen, I don't have a bias yet and I don't really stan yet, but there are groups that kind of like are on my radar that I'm kind of like, maybe I do stan, I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to get this video out for you guys because so many of you guys have been asking me about it, and again, I'm really sorry I went through it quickly, but I feel like it's easier for me to go through it quickly than to just like sit around and chit chat. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy to be standing these groups. I really enjoy standing these groups, and of these groups, I only collect, I think, about 30 groups right now, but I am in the process of downsizing my collection, so I'm not going to be collecting as many right now. But overall, if you guys want to ever see like my collections, obviously like you guys can see some of my albums back here. I have 5 shelves. I will link my most recent shelf tour and my most recent binder tour so you guys can see like who I collect and like my binders and stuff. I love being a K-pop stan. I love standing all these groups, and I'm always open to getting into new groups. So if you guys have any recommendations for groups I should stan, leave it down below. There's also like, obviously there's popular groups I do know, but like the more like underrated groups and the more like newer groups, like I'm definitely interested in getting into more. So yeah, again, I didn't want to make this video too long, but so many of you guys have been asking me to do an updated stan list, so here y'all go. This one was for you. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys. Stan everybody. Oh my god. Stream Candy song of the year. Bye guys. Mwah.